What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about The Rock trying to restore the Snyderverse. And there's a couple different news stories with this. Now, I was very reluctant to do any videos on this because the very first place I saw this personally was on We Got This Covered. So I was like, oh, immediate red flag, right? You didn't normally, unless it's a We Got This Covered article about somebody else that said it, you know, it's really a coin flip of whether or not it's going to happen. I mean, I would actually say more than that. It's probably like a 70-30% chance that they're actually wrong. 70% chance they're wrong, 30% chance they're right. But upon further investigation, which means clicking the article, so I did click on the We Got This Covered article, it's actually from other places. And so there's two kind of similar stories going on with The Rock. One is that he's trying to restore, you know, the Snyderverse and get more Justice League movies and have them appear in his movies and stuff like that. So keeping it around, basically. And number two is that he actually has more power than certain Warner Bros. Executives that he could actually pull this off. Now, again, when you hear stuff like that, when I hear stuff like that, there are red flags and there are questions, and I will be honest, I don't know who the people are. Now, I will read out, you know, where this comes from, all this stuff. I don't know who these people are. I don't know how accurate they've been in the past, so it still could be a whole bunch of nothing, but it wouldn't surprise me if The Rock, I guess it wouldn't surprise me if The Rock was doing this, and then if he was doing this, I mean, he is one of the most influential, powerful people in Hollywood. So it wouldn't surprise me, especially with, and I do think we know that he does have a ton of creative freedom with his movie, right? Black Adam. I think it's possible. I really, really do. So let's first say this. Make sure, as always, you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. And if you guys super love my stuff, I do have a second channel. The link for that's in the description below. It's called Podcast Now Plus. I do a daily video over there. Would love to have you guys subscribed over there as well. Getting very close to 3,000 subscribers over there. All right, let's read this out. So the first one is from a website, I believe, called Small Screen. And this Small Screen said basically that he loved the movie. He sat down, he watched the entire thing. He absolutely loves it. He loves a lot of the actors and actresses in it. So he likes the cast itself, and he likes the idea that Snyder was doing. And Small Screen says, the outlet goes on to say, or I guess this is from We Got This Covered. The outlet goes on to say that Johnson has contacted a number of executives at Warner Media and expressed his interest in keeping the Snyderverse alive. The Rock ain't The Rock for nothing, of course, as he got serious clout. So he's trying to, again, he's just trying to keep it around, and this goes into the next article, which talks about basically he wants to fight them in his movie. Not this movie, but there would probably be, somewhere in there where they could have sequels, right? His movie will introduce the Justice Society, but The Rock is pitching basically all three of the, I guess, him and then the individual groups to be in an event down the line, and he wants to basically fight the actual Justice League, and not a rebooted Justice League, not a Justice League that, again, is kind of built from the ground up, but the Justice League that's established in Zack Snyder's, world. The quote is, he can override the executives as AT&T would take The Rock's side about using the Snyderverse, said Sutton's source. So he can go over people. He can go to like the head people of AT&T and say, hey, I want this because you guys said that I have creative freedom in my movies, and so I want this to happen. I mean, whether this is true or not, the biggest, you can, there's really a fork in the road here, right? Because you can either believe this or not believe it, and that would obviously make you go down several different avenues. I hope it's true. I'm not guaranteeing that it's true. I'm not 100% sold on it being true, but I hope it's true. But the one thing that's important about this is kind of what we probably need. I know there's a lot of words there. It's what we probably need in addition to what we're doing kind of on the ground level. You know what I mean? You look at, now I don't know how much Ben Affleck or Henry Cavill or, Gal Gadot or any of them, I don't even think they had much to do with the idea of bringing Zack Snyder's, Justice League back, having his version of it. But they had some part to play. The fact that they were willing, now some of them didn't come back for like reshoots, so like that's not even what I'm talking about, but just the idea that like this is something that should happen. They loved working with him. They loved his version, or what they believed his version would be, and so they wanted to see it too. That probably was not as important as the Snyder Cut movement online. As I've said before, leading into this Justice League, the one we just got, the biggest thing that got it happening was people online. Just making noise online was the biggest thing by a mile, because there really wasn't anything else you could do to get this to happen. You couldn't support something. Not supporting something, I mean, that didn't really even happen in the first place, and it wouldn't really have made that much of a difference, but you couldn't even support something financially. The only thing you could really say is, like, we will watch your movie, like, put it out, and I guess you'll get your money later. You know what I mean? So that's what we had just gone through. Now we're in a very different spot. Now we can support something financially. I've said it before. One of the best ways, I think, of helping and getting Justice League 2 and 3, you have to send a financial message to them that we like this one, which means watching, like, literally viewership of the movie on HBO Max, which means subscribing to HBO Max, which means, and those are the financial ways. Then you still have the vocal ways, being loud on social media. That's still stuff that we can all do. It's free. It's, you know, it doesn't really take all that much effort, and it's a, you know, it's a non-financial way of sending them a message. But now we are probably going to need help from the inside. I mean, we don't know Zach's inner life, but we need him to be as vocal and as I don't like as headstrong, like he really wants this to happen, as humanly possible. If he's very passive about it, like you know, if you don't want to do it, it's whatever. Well, then the odds, I would say, just in a normal conversation, would generally decrease. If you have somebody that says, well, you know, I want to do it, but, like, if you don't want to do it, like, it's fine. Like, it's no big deal. Well, that's not really the greatest pitch in the world. That's not really selling me on you have so much faith in this and you're ready to go and, like, all this stuff. You know what I mean? It's not, and I don't think Zach's doing that, but that's just something to keep in mind. But then having something like The Rock. So, again, like, this is I hope this is real, because this is something that we probably need in addition to financially supporting the movie on HBO Max, being loud with restoring the Snyderverse, all this stuff. We need this stuff too. We need somebody like The Rock, or multiple people, maybe not as big as The Rock is. There's not that many people as big as him. He's definitely one of the top people out there. You need people like that to come out and say, hey, I'm petitioning for this to happen. Like, if you want like, again, it could all just be fantasy, but if he does have a lot of power in his movie and he says, hey, I'd like this to go somewhere, and they're like, yes, Mr. Rock, sir, yes, please, you can do whatever you want, sir, ma'am. You know what? I don't even know. Oh my God, I said, ma'am. You know, they could do whatever they want. They'll let him do whatever he wants, right? And that's very important, because he really, if he does have a lot of say, he can say, hey, I would like this to go here eventually. And when it does go here, say battling the Justice League, I don't want it to be any old Justice League. I want it to be that group. And in order to do that, let Zach have his thing. Let him continue doing it. And you're going to need that. You're going to need that from him. You're going to need it from executives, you know, around the world and throughout the different companies that are attached here. That's really some of the stuff that needs to happen in order for, I think, a Justice League 2 and 3 to end up happening as well. So let me know in the comments below, guys. What do you think? Do you think that this is real? Do you think that he actually is doing this? Again, I hope so. And if he isn't, I hope it's something that maybe he eventually will do, or somebody else, anybody, any celebrities, executives, higher up people like that. I think they need to be loud kind of in their own way as well. So let me know what you guys think. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. Again, if you guys want to subscribe to my second channel, link for that's in the description below as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.